Dear students, I am explaining about the identification, conservation and about the collection. Let us go to the another level of identification, where one plant where you can physically collect the sample, you can identify. Suppose think that one particular plants are present in the hilly areas, in the valley areas or in the terrain areas or in the islands are there, where human being cannot go personally there, or where there is a high wildlife is present, where there is no accessibility to go and collect the plant specimen, but still you will be eager to know whether what type of plants are present in those forests on the top of the hill mountain or in other areas Himalayas, what type of plants are present away, or in case of the other water logging bodies, what type of plants are present. It is a very difficulty to go everywhere and collect the samples away, because it consumes lot of time, it takes lot of efforts and very difficulty to go each and every place. In such cases, we are using the modern techniques, call it as a remote sensing. Remote sensing can be used away for identification of the vegetation in a large scale and far distance places. So, in the slide I have given the definition of the remote sensing. What is remote sensing? You can see in the slide. I will define like this: remote sensing is the science and art of obtaining information about a phenomenon or object without being in contact with it. So, is a science and art obtaining information of a plant or object which is a far away place, and without physically go there and contact the plant, you can able to get the information. That means, sitting in a classroom, you can know what are the plants available in the Himalayas region, what is the plants available in the case of the Narmada region, what is the plants available in the reserve forest of the Ganges, what are the plants available in the Nallamala forest. So, you can able to, or Vindhya Parvatas, what are the plants are available, you can identify using this remote sensing technique. Let us see what is this remote sensing technique. Sitting at the classroom, sitting in your laboratory, how to identify the plants. Remote sensing generally deals with the detection and measurement of phenomenon of any device sensitive to electromagnetic energy. You can see in the photograph where the remote sensing is being taken the photograph of the various images of the plants. So, here remote sensing means taking photograph of the plants at a far places like hills, terrains, mountains, valleys away, and with the help of the images you will be identifying which plant it is. So, here it is the photographs will be constantly taken away with the help of usually an aeroplane, or it may be an helicopter, or it may be satellite. In olden days, it will be taken with the help of balloons. Balloons, they will fix up a camera and send it to them. So, it will go to the hilly areas and takes a photograph, and when it comes back away, the photographs can be analyzed, what type of vegetation, what type of plant it is. Similarly, in later advanced areas, the aircrafts were there. Aircrafts were fixed with the photographs, and when they are flying away, they will take the photographs in the required regions. For example, if I want to take the photographs of the Himalayan vegetation or Vindhya Parvatas or Satpura Parvatas, so there the photographs will be taken away and the images will brought away back at your laboratory, and you will analyze those photographs, what type of vegetation it is. But now the latest technology is the using satellite imageries, satellite data is there. So, they will be useful for us for constantly taking the photograph, because the earlier practices are very costly practices, but satellites are very economical and the photographs will give very accurate purposes. Normally, we have two types of satellites. Just a brief introduction about the how photography is taken with the help of the satellites. and how they are helpful for identification. In general, we have two types of satellites. One is the geostationary satellites and second one is the polar satellites. Geostationary satellites, they will be launched at a height of 36,000 kilometers height. You can ask me, why sir, why only 36,000 means? Because Earth is rotating at a speed of 36,000 kilometers. So, when the satellite is to be stationary to the Earth, it should be fixed at 36,000 kilometers height. So, these satellites will be fixed at the 36,000 kilometers height, and these are called it as a INSAT series. Normally, you have learned about INSAT satellites, INSAT A, B, C, D, E. They will be mostly used for communication system, television production, telecasting of the various mobiles and telephone systems and the various television channels. These are, of course, they are nothing to do with our herbal medicine. The second set of satellites are the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicles. These are normally fixed at a height of 600 to 900 kilometers from the Earth's surface, and they will be always moving from pole to pole, south pole to north pole. When they are moving away, they are having a fixed sensors. Now, we are having several PSLV satellites, like we have Cartosat, like we have PSLV-1. Earlier in 1970s, we are having satellites like IRS-A, IRS-B satellites. The nature of the application of this satellite is, for the IRS and the PSLV satellites is, they have the fixed cameras and they will scan the Earth. So, they record the images of the Earth's surface, where the greenery, vegetation, plants, forests, water bodies, habitation, everything they will record and store the data in a form of compact disc. And these discs, depending upon our requirement, like earlier days we are using as a topo sheets. Whenever you want to go for any forest, you need to get a maps. These maps are designed by the Survey of India. So, this Survey of India, they call it as a topo sheets. Now, with the help of the satellite imageries and with the help of this Survey of India topo sheets, we can go to the any of the forest and conduct a sample survey, and such a particular plant teak forest is there. We can identify that field visit and come back to your lab and feed this image component in the computer. It will identify similar teak plantation wherever it is. So, this is basically because of the one component. Just I will ask one question. Suppose the plant present before you is looking which green color? It is looking in a green color. Suppose if the no light is there, total dark is there, how it looks like? It looks like a black. If the total light is not there and total dark is there, whether red color, whether green color, whether it is a white color, all looks like a similar color. Why? Because there is no light. That means the phenomenon is very clear. Plants are looking green color only in daytime, but not in the night time. When there is no light, they are all looking like a same color, black color. So, that means light is playing very important role in the giving the color. So, whenever light is falling on a particular object, it is reflecting in a different way. Depending upon the reflection, the color of the object is looking in a different, like looking like a green, looking like a red, looking like a white, looking like a purple, like this. So, this type of reflection property is called electromagnetic energy. That is what satellite will take photograph, is called electromagnetic energy. When the light falls on it, the satellite will take the reflection and record on the image. So, these images you can see in the photograph, it is showing a way, it is looking like a green reflecting and it is showing in a green. So, thus the properties of absorption, reflection, transmission. So, when identification of these plants again based upon the key characters with the help of the satellite. So, in this photograph you can see there is a sun light is falling on the plants, and you can also see in the photograph the satellite is there. So, under A is the source of energy, number B is the again the radiation and the atmosphere, and C is the interaction with the target, that is the plant. So, when the light is falling on the plant and satellite is taking the image, and the image is transmitted to the ground level, and that image is being analyzed and interrupted which plant it is. This is the basic methodology in the case of the satellite identification of the plants. So, whenever the satellite collect the reflection of the plant is a, suppose think that some plants are present in the hilly regions and you want to survey those plants. So, you will be collecting that area data already stored by the satellite. So, the satellite data is available for the last 30 years back also. So, you can see the mountains in India 30 years back, what was the herbal plants, what are the present, and what were the last plants. So, what should be future plantation. So, thus the satellite imageries are playing very important role in identification of the various vegetative plants away. The main part of these vegetative plants is size, shape, shadows, tone, texture of the images. As I was mentioning you that the images of these plants is taken by the satellite, and these images were sent to the ground level, and these images has been analyzed based upon the size, shape, shadows, tone. Then we can say that this is a teak plant, this is a sandalwood plant, this is the salwood, this is a plant, it is a. So, like this so many plants we can able to identify. This is a mango plant, this is a mango vegetation is there, these are the banana, these are cashew plantations. All these plants which are available will reflect in a different properties with the satellite photographs away. Every property of the images is differ from one plant to other plant. For example, mango tree reflect in the image in a different form, teak plant will differ in a different form. So, here teak plant image reflection is a key character, and mango plant key character is a different plant. So, thus depending upon these characters you will be in a position to identify the images. Yes, this is a teak plant, and this is a cashew plant, and this is the sandalwood plant, and these are the salwood sal forest plants away. So, these forest plants you can easily identify it depending upon the size, shape, shadow, tone, texture plants away. So, in the slides you can see various slides away, earth observation of the satellite, how it is showing away, the agricultural and soil level, then forest environment level, then water bodies, potential drinking water, how it is used, land use development, how it is a mapping, wasteland mapping, urban sprawl structures and their studies we are developing, large scale mapping they are also doing away. Then weather and climate also we can able to monitor about the plant, ocean, what is the ocean parts they are present away. So, these images you can see in the photograph under earth and observation applications. How, which type of plants can be satellite can identify? Earlier any plant or tree which is having size of 36 meters, 36 meters size of the tree can only be identified by the satellite, but now even less than 1 meter can be identified by the satellite plant, because we have the satellite technology. Earlier we have the in the tabular form of sensor characteristics you can see IRS 1A, it is showing spatial resolution is 72 meters. Then IRS P2 it was having 36 meters, that means it can identify any object or any plant which is having a area of 36 meters, but it gradually increased its capacity by like IRS P6 into 5.8 meters, then IRS P5 2.5 meters, and now we are having the Cartosat PSLV satellites which they can identify any plant which is a lesser size of 0.5 meters. So, any plant in any hilly area or the water bodies or the islands or the terrain or valley which is having a smaller size of the 0.5 meters also, it can be collected, the image can be collected by the satellite and it can be sent to our laboratory, then we can identify this. And one sample you have field verified physically compared with the field and feed into this computer, it will give wherever such plant is present away. This is called GIS, Geographical Information System. So, thus using this satellite and using this satellite geographical information system, we can sitting at the labs away and we can identify which are the various plants, herbs, shrubs, trees are present in the various hilly areas or the where far away places also we can identify. So, in this slide we have shown the various distribution of the vegetation across the in India. This slide is showing away the various components away, how the various forest regions collected by the image of the satellite. So, under the forest cover I have mentioned about temperate conifer forest, then temperate the broad and the leafwood forest, leaves forest, broad leaved forest, then we are also having temperate mixed forest, tropical evergreen forest, tropical semi evergreen forest, tropical deciduous forest, tropical dry deciduous forest, tropical thorn forest, subtropical forest, coniferous forest, subalpine forest, mangrove forest. Like this, several categories of the plants, forests can be identified across the country in a smaller time also. You can save much of the time, much of the energy using these satellite imageries, and accurate level of presence we can also predict away using the satellite imagery. So, entire country, what are the various level of forest, what is the percentage, what is the area statistics can be easily calculated with the help of this polar satellite launch vehicle satellites away. Like this we are given away mud forest, sandy forest, barren lands, fallow lands, and then in the orchids how are present, plantations are how they are present away, scrub jungles how they are present away, dry pan areas how they are present, snow area, cloud area, shadow area, everywhere in the entire country you can able to show that how much area they are present, how much volume they are present. We can get the accurate results is possible away with much sitting at your place. You can see what are the plants growing in the Himalayas region. So, those are the advantages the modern technology is giving us. Those days has gone away. We are going to the forest with the help of topo sheets and identification of the forest vegetation, forest crop away. Now, sitting at your lab, you can see the forest images up to a smaller than 1 meter resolution, and we can see not only you can see the today's forest, but you can also see 10 years back how that Himalayan region was there, 20 years back how, 30 years back how it was there. Now, what is the plant vegetation present in Himalayas, what are the areas which was lost the plant vegetation. So, all this data is available since 30 years back and current year. For every 11 days what are the changes is taking place in the forest, that also can be given by this. So, these are all various advantages of the satellite data is also there, data collection like traditional methods ground survey, advanced is remote sensing I told you. Traditional, no doubt it was used for a long time, but they are having the own constraints. For example, unfavorable weather you cannot go to forest, inaccessible areas you cannot go to the inaccessible areas. Then time consuming, to go to the Himalayas is very time consuming, in all season you cannot go there. Wide gap between data collection and utilization, by the time you come back go to there to the Vindhya Parvatas and collect the plants and come back here is a very difficulty, and monitoring becomes uneconomical. Whereas the remote sensing data is having very advantages, like it gives a very synoptic clear cut picture, permanent data recording, it can be used as evidence also, and unbiased data, real time data, and it gives a multidisciplinary use, and then faster data acquisition, temporal availability, visible, invisible, all these their features are available in remote sensing technology. So, the photograph of the various remote sensing satellites I am giving in my slide, IRS-1C, IRS-B2, IRS-1A, right from the 95 to 2007, various satellites and their capacity of the spatial resolution, how to pick up the images. For example, I told